when this whole Gen AI thing came along, did it? Well, how did you feel? What were your first thoughts when you first saw what ChatGPT could do, or you saw Dali magicking up images? What were your first thoughts?
Oh no, I was quite surprised actually. Yeah, I hadn't seen it coming. I just hadn't seen it coming. Yeah, I don't even want to say I hadn't seen it coming that quickly. I just hadn't seen it coming. I not. And then I was into right. Well, how on earth does that work? So yeah, I did a little bit of research, bit of reading, as you might expect. Yeah.
So once you got over that kind of initial, hey, this is exciting. What do you think might be the factors that would make a difference in your own industry? What did you think it could do for you? What did you think the problems might be?
Yeah, I mean, to begin with, I think I was mostly looking at content creation. So I was sort of reasonably comfortable that the comms team were using it. I did say, okay, well, we need to put some controls around it, if you like, and so we quickly went to not restrictions, but just like, okay, how are we going to use this, but use it safely? What kind of guidelines do we want to give our staff so they're not putting confidential information out there? And then we started looking at how it might help the business. We've been using it in the contact center a little bit. So it's baked into Genesis, which is the tool that sort of receives all the calls. So we do a live call transcription. That's not generative AI, that's just speech to text, right? But then it takes that text and it writes the call wrap notes.
Yeah.
And allows the user to go, yeah, I like those. Just drops them into the CRM system. So that saves us quite a bit of time on each call.
Yeah, I've heard cases like that.
Yeah.
Are there any where you're using it where you think it would be different from the use that another industry was using it for?
When I talk to other people in other industries, I've not really heard anybody do anything with it so far, which is quite surprising. So we're looking at it from a point of view. We've got a lot of work to do in the next sort of 25. So from 2025 to 2030, a lot of design and construction work, and so we're looking at it as a potential for reducing the design life cycle.
Where's the pressure coming from for you to even bother experimenting with it?
It's no different than anything else, really. It's just a constant drive to improve the business. So I don't, in that sense, I don't view it as any different. In fact, it's quite interesting. So we have like 3 engines of change, right? Large transformation programs. We have, as you know, innovation, and then we have continuous improvement. And this, in our world, is dropping in the bucket of continuous improvement, right? Which does sound a little bit counterintuitive, but really what we're doing is saying, okay, well, we've got this app. This is another use case, right? We've got this app, and the field workers use it, and a lot of them, they'll fill in the form and then they'll write some notes at the end. We've given them the option to flip that around, so they'll write the notes, and then it'll use a GenAI engine to fill out the rest of the form.
It sounds like you're actually applying it in quite a number of use cases.
Yeah, I think we've got 3 or 4 in production. Yeah,
and so that's quite impressive, frankly. We hear a lot of POCs, a lot of pilots, and not that many in production.
When you say, well, yeah, you've got sort of, it's unusual to find a company with 4 or 5 use cases. The reason we're able to do it and do it that quickly is because our underlying architecture is really good. Because we did from 2015 to 2020, we did major heavy lifting transformation programs. We put new systems in place. We cleaned up our data when we did those, and so our underpinnings are quite good. We're running on a modern architectural stack. mostly software as a service. So if the vendor's got it, we've got it.
There's obvious concerns about roles, about your people, about how you do business going forward. But what's front of mind for you in that
Yeah,
space?
very simple actually. I mean, and not just for Gen AI, but all, whether it's machine learning or whatever it might happen to be. We're always aiming to leave a human in the loop, right? I mean, at least until we go, actually, you know what, we trust that thing enough. Even then, I think we'd have a human supervising it, right? So, there's a couple of reasons for that. I suppose one is, and bear in mind, we work mostly outside and in the weather, right? So there's those black swan events, right? The things that happen, the storms that happen like once every 20 years, which are now happening every couple of years, right? And so you think, well, the model probably won't recognize that, right? I mean, and so we want a human there for that. And then, and I think this is a thing that I've not heard people talk about very much, but I really think it matters. There's accountability. And so, you're running the wastewater network. What are you going to do? You're going to say, oh, the computer decided it. I mean, that wouldn't wash in our organisation, right?
And are there any risks that we've talked to some
Oh, God, yeah. I mean, societal risks are massive, aren't they? I mean, again, not really so much in our sector, I don't think, but if you think of defence, for example, and examples like that, I think it's quite risky for society in the round. I do think that, and I mean, we've established our own set of guiding principles. We've gone, okay, these are things to consider, when you're using AI. Let's just say AI, not Gen AI. Human in the loop is one of them, but also, thinking about privacy, thinking about IP infringement. I mean, we've got, I think, 6 different principles that we use anytime we've got a new use case.
Thank you very much. It's really good to talk to you again, Nigel.
Thanks, sir.